What's up, guys? And today we're going to be looking at the possible major snowstorm that is going to impact the U.S. about late this week. But before we get into this, I would recommend subscribing if you do like weather-related content. And make sure to check out my social medias right down below in the description. Anyways, let's get right into this forecast. So right now we're looking at the National Weather Service watches and warnings and advisories. So first we're looking at all these purple shaded areas. These are all winter weather advisories. All across here, these are all purple. These are all winter weather advisories. This is where you could see winter weather possible. And then we also do have winter storm warnings in these pink colors. All across the northwest. Into northern Maine. This is where you're gonna see winter weather no matter what. So they issued a warning for these places. And then lastly, we have these winter storm watches for parts of California. This is where you want to watch for winter weather. You might get it, you might not get winter weather. It just depends. So that's why they issued a winter weather watch for you guys. And then we have these dense fog advisories for parts of Florida, Alabama, and Mississippi. This is where you can see some pretty thick fog. So if you're in these areas, make sure to be careful on the roads. It might have already calmed down a little bit, but still be careful on the roads. And then we also have looks like wind advisories over here in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. This is where you're gonna see some pretty high winds. So definitely high profile vehicles on the highways. Definitely be careful of that. And we do have a lot of these flood warnings all across these rivers. So these rivers are all the way flooded because of the winter storm Isaiah. This winter storm bringing a lot of rain. These are why these rivers are flooding. That was it for the National Weather Service hazards. We're gonna move on to the GFS model for this winter storm late week. Okay, so right now we're looking at the GFS model, the 12Z, and we can look at right now. You can see some pretty heavy spots of snow in parts of Maine, and maybe some ice in there. So pretty much this whole area, all the roads are gonna be decent depending on the if the snow plows plowed it or not. But definitely if they're in this area, wherever this snow from winter storm Isaiah hit, these roads are gonna be pretty slushy and icy. And some parts of the highway might actually be pretty good, depending how busy the highway is or not. But you can see some pretty almost blizzard conditions in parts of Maine. And then we do have some pretty heavy snow starting in Oregon, parts of Washington, and you can see some snow showers scattered all across the western states. We can move this on though to, this is about January 13th. You can see a little snow blob. This is just going to be very light snow for parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa. There's going to be very light snow. Probably not see that much snow from that. But you can see a little bit of lake effect snow from that. You can see over here for parts of Vermont and New York. So to see that snow definitely taking shape for this winter storm. the mountain snow you can see there. And then this is where the winter starting. Really see some freezing rain right there, so it's probably would be really icy in Kansas and Nebraska, parts of northern Missouri. This is for Friday this week, and then we can move this on to about midday Friday. You can really see this ice and mix over here for central Illinois, northern Missouri, southern Iowa, pretty much this whole spot. This is all freezing rain and mix. Definitely be pretty icy. The ice is still holding on strong for parts of central Illinois. This whole area. It's pretty heavy snow also on the edges of this. And then you can see some maybe heavy rainfall over there in parts of southern Illinois. Pretty much the whole state of Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma. The heavy rain still holding on tight in that freezing rain. Look at that. Look at that heavy snow in there. That is some pretty heavy snow. Possibly whiteout conditions. With some pretty high wind gusts. You can see how tight those isobars are. And then some very heavy snow on the edges of Maine and Vermont. And New Hampshire. You can see that move out. And you can see some lake effect snow for the parts of Michigan and New York. You can see that lake effect snow also there for parts of Pennsylvania and New York. But that was the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy enough, I would recommend subscribing if you do want more. And make sure to check out my social medias right down below in the description. Anyways, stay safe.